Hi, I'm Howard, the manager of the marketing team.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Please have a seat. So, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you. All right, so you're here to interview for the online marketing assistant position, correct?
Yeah.
All right, to get started, can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Hi everyone, welcome back to VT English. Job interviews are stressful for all of us, but if you're interviewing for a job in a language that's not your native language, it can be even more stressful. In this video, we're going to go through some of the most common questions that are asked in English interviews and give you some tips on how to answer them. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? The most common first question in English interviews is, can you tell me a bit about yourself? This question can seem difficult to answer because it's so open, but the interviewer mainly wants to hear about your education and work experience. You can also include some personal information like your interests if you think it relates to the job. But remember to keep it short and sweet.
Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Sure. I graduated from the University of Washington in 2015 with a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration. Since then, I've worked at 2 different companies as a marketing assistant. And I'm also an avid reader, so I'm really interested in working in the publishing industry.
All right, it sounds like you have a lot of great experience.
What do you know about our company? Another question you might be asked is, what do you know about our company? The interviewer wants to know whether you've done your research about the company and how much they need to explain to you about it. Make sure to take a look at the company's website and social media before your interview so that you're prepared to answer this question.
So, what do you know about our company?
Well, I know that Carlton Publishing is one of the leading publishing companies in the country. I also heard that you guys are focusing more on ebooks recently.
That's correct. Let me tell you a little bit more about that. Yeah, next year what we're planning on doing.
Why do you want to work here? To answer the question, why do you want to work here, you can explain what attracts you to the company. You could talk about things that you admire about the company, maybe their products or services, their values, or even their success. Or you could talk about things that you see as benefits of working at the company, like training opportunities or career paths that excite you.
So, Kelsey, why do you want to work here?
I think that working at such a prestigious publishing company will give me a lot of opportunities to learn and grow. I also really admire that Carlton gives back to the community through charity work.
Yes, that's something we've really been focusing on lately.
What would you say is your greatest weakness? What would you say is your greatest weakness is a tricky question, but you need to be ready to answer it. Don't give them a fake answer like, I work too hard. Choose a real weakness, but make sure it's something that won't make the interviewer doubt your ability to do the job you're applying for. You can also mention how you're trying to improve on this weakness.
What would you say is your greatest weakness?
I think an area I could improve on is public speaking. I tend to get really nervous when I have to speak in front of more than a few people. But I'm trying to improve on this by volunteering to present when I'm given the opportunity to at work.
Okay, that shouldn't be much of an issue here.
What would you say is your greatest strength? If you're asked, what would you say is your greatest strength? It's a great opportunity to highlight strengths that you want the interviewer to know about. Make sure that you choose strengths that are related to the job. You could even look at the job description and choose a quality that they list there.
What is your greatest strength?
I would say that my greatest strength is my ability to multitask and meet tight deadlines. In my last position, I often had to juggle several projects at a time, so I learned to manage my time effectively to get everything done.
Perfect. That will definitely come into play in this position.
Why should we hire you? Why should we hire you is another tough question. The interviewer is asking you to convince them that you are right for the job. To answer, you can explain why you are qualified for the job and what sets you apart from others.
Why should we hire you?
I think that my combination of experiences, skills, and interests make me a perfect fit for this job. I have experience in marketing and strong writing skills, and I also have a passion for books, which I think will help me understand the company and its values.
Okay, that all sounds really good.
where do you see yourself in 5 years? Some interviewers might ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? The interviewer wants to know about your future plans and how they might go together with this job. To answer this, you can tell them a little about your career goals.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I hope to be a marketing manager, and I'd especially like to continue my focus on online marketing.
All right, seems like a great goal.
Do you have any questions? The last question that you'll be asked at a job interview is, do you have any questions? Make sure you're prepared to ask at least one meaningful question. You could ask them to clarify things about the job or ask something about the company overall. But it's best to avoid questions about salary or benefits if it's the first interview.
Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I know a lot about the company's publications and public relations, but I'm curious about the corporate culture. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. Overall, we try to maintain a positive, enjoyable working environment. One way we do this is by organizing social activities several times a year.
That sounds great.
Yeah, well, I think that's about it. Sounds like you'd make a great fit. We'll definitely be in touch.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
What do you think is the hardest part about English interviews? Leave a comment below letting us know. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post new videos every Tuesday at 7 p.m. See you next time, VoiceTubers!